This video demonstrates how to set up your MoodleReader module before your students start using it. All of the main settings are inside the setup for the module, and you can access it by clicking here on this edit if you have turned editing on here. There are other ways to access the same thing. If you go to the link, you'll see update this reader here. That'll take you to the same settings. And also, if you're in the admin area, there's also change the main reader settings here. They're all the same. They all take you to this screen that you see here. These will be already filled in. This is only used if you want to allow access at a specific period of time. Usually it's just disabled. Show the exact score. Usually we don't want the students to know what their exact score is. It's not important. We only want them to know that they passed, because we aren't supposed to be concentrating on whether they remembered all the fine detail, only whether they read enough that they can be considered to have passed the book. Course-specific quiz selection, this is usually set to no, but if you set this to yes, then in the admin area you can select what books will appear in the pull-down menu for the students to take quizzes on. But usually we don't have to worry about that. Use the quiz-taking level restriction feature. This is almost always set to yes. The reason is because if it's set to no, then the students can take quizzes on any book, even a really difficult one that's way too difficult for them. And if you have your reading target set in number of words, for example, they'll choose a big thick book because they think that they can achieve their goal quickly. So please consider keeping this at yes. Show word count only is a standard one here, but some people actually count books, for example, rather than words. So then you can choose that here. One book is 1 point, except a thin book is 0.5, and so forth and so on. This is normally set to show. 60% is the recommended pass level for the quizzes. If it goes down to 50 or 40, they can almost pass by guessing sometimes. 60 is a fair value here. Hide individual question values. Otherwise, the students, it should be set to yes. Otherwise, the students will find out that true-false questions are actually not worth that much in their total score, and that the sequencing of events is worth, say, 4 times as much as a true-false question. Show book covers, this is usually yes, although if you have performance problems, you might want to set it to no for a while. Check boxes in student report. If you have some sort of a report that they're turning in on each book, this will give you a checkbox so you can keep track of who has submitted and who hasn't. Frequency restriction, this is recommended to be set on to some level. If it's off, students could take 10 quizzes within 1 hour and just try as many as they can until they find one that they get lucky at and pass. So please do consider putting a frequency restriction on it. You can fine-tune this by the level of the student and by class in the admin area. And this is a general target for term, and again, this can be fine-tuned in the admin area. Give next level when student answers more than 8 correct quizzes. This is a fair value. This is what we normally use. We've had it as low as 6, but we found that students got promoted too quickly. If you want to keep them at the same level for longer, set it to 10, especially for, say, low-level students. And then here, this gives them a little leeway to read some books that are at a higher level or a lower level than what they're at. The ignore quizzes taken before, this is used when you start your second term. You set this to the date where your previous term ended. If you do that, then the books will not appear in their word count anymore, and the pictures of the books they passed will appear above the line where it says previous terms. But all the quizzes will still be in the system, so they can't take the same quiz a second time. And this designates the course on the Moodle site where all the quizzes actually live. But the students can access them directly because we are using these parameters to determine when they are accessed through the reader software. This allows you to prevent students who are sitting next to each other from taking quizzes if you find that they cheat. Most of these are self-explanatory. This is the email that is sent out if you discover that two people are cheating, and this is the one that can be sent out if you revert them to pass status. And the links for managing these, the cheating, is in the admin area. So when you're done, just be sure that you save and return to the course. You can go back and change the settings anytime you want.